This is a general announcement for Sir Yes Sir in the 2012 version. I am your commissioner and champion, Christopher Forsman, with the team name of Jimmy Klein. An issue was brought up on the message board today, which I posted reply to. Whalen's exact post, if I may read it verbatim, said, I know I'm too low on the waiver wire to have been able to get him, but how was the commish able to pick up Ogletree during the Cowboys-Giants game? Isn't there supposed to be a freeze-out period? Well, yes, there is a freeze-out period every week. The freeze-out period begins at 1 p.m. on the Sunday kickoff, or in the rare event, as was the example last season, and I believe the year before, where the games are not played on Sunday, where the kickoff was on Christmas Eve last year on the Saturday. In the event that that happens, and it's a Saturday, but typically, beginning with the kickoffs on Sunday at 1 o'clock, all of the free agents are placed on waivers and will stay on waivers until sometime in the overnight between Tuesday night into Wednesday morning. Typically, it's about 5 a.m. Eastern time on the Wednesday morning following the NFL games. Now, I do not know how it worked on Christmas last year because players were placed on waivers on the Saturday at 1 p.m. I don't remember if it was the Monday at 5 a.m. or I'm sorry, the Tuesday at 5 a.m. or the Wednesday at 5 a.m. But the point being that, as Paint mentioned, and his post reads, in response to Whalen's question, isn't there supposed to be a freeze-out period? Paint's response was, yeah, the object, not to reward people who watch football with laptops in hand. Or does that start at 1 p.m. on Sunday? And that rule has not changed. That has always been the rule in this league, or I will say that has at least been the rule. This will be at least be the fourth year consecutively. I couldn't look back any further than that waivers exist in this league. So players that are free agents will continue to be free agents and not placed on waivers during and after the Thursday night football games. There's no way I can adjust this. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, those players are a first come, first serve basis. So yes, during the football game last night, I did claim Ogletree. And if players remembered and recalled and participated in picking up these players during the Thursday night games of late last year, they would recall that the players did not go on the free agent list until Sunday at 1 p.m. or the Saturday at 1 p.m. for Christmas Eve. So this includes the Thanksgiving week. Every time there was a Thursday night game, you would have the opportunity to jump on your phone, as I did during the game. And it was like not even during Ogletree's second touchdown catch. I think it was when he didn't catch the third touchdown that I actually claimed Ogletree. He should have had three. And I believe it was when he dropped a pass in the end zone for touchdown number 3 that I actually picked him up on my telephone at the porch. So, if as most of you folks I'm sure were watching the game at home, you could have run to your computer. And even if you thought and assumed that the rule was what Whalen thought it was, although he was in the game, in the league last year, I personally, and I know I can speak for at least half the people in this league, would run to the computer anyway and see if they could get Ogletree. So there's really no concession that I feel that I'm due. Naturally, as commissioner, I know the rules, but the waiver rule has not changed in at least 3 years. If you date back properly, it's not quite 4, but in at least 3 years, the waiver wire rule has not changed. And this was necessary per the introduction of the regular Thursday night games as began to occur just a couple of years ago. I think the very first one was Philadelphia and Arizona in Philly. And then starting week 9 or 10, you had Thursday night games every Thursday. Something like that. So that rule needed to be addressed then. It was addressed then. The rule has not changed since then. I do thank you for your time. And I do want to welcome once again everybody to another anticipated tremendous season of Sir Yes Sir football. We feel that the scoring gives the opportunity to every player to represent himself fairly amongst yards gained, receptions, fumbles, etc. That we do feel that although we're a 2-quarterback league, all the players are represented very fairly. And on that note, there's been a minor adjustment to the wide receiver bonuses. We've left in place that a wide receiver bonus begins at 100 yards. However, we have upped that bonus from 2 points to 3 points. We have changed the second tier wide receiver bonus from 175 yards. We've reduced that down to 140 yards. And we've increased that bonus, which was 4 points for reaching 175 yards. We've increased that bonus from 4 points to 5 points. And we've brought that bonus plateau or tier down from 175 to 140 yards. And finally, Plateau 3, Tier 3. They only allow you 3 tier bonuses in Yahoo. We've brought that down from 225 yards to 175 yards, and we've increased the total of that bonus from 6 points to 7 points. So therefore, your wide receiving bonuses now are tiered at 100 yards, 140 yards, and 175 yards. And those bonus point amounts, respectively, are 3, 5, and 7. So while we felt that the wide receivers were getting too many points, even 2 years ago, the plan was put in place to reduce the amount of points per reception to a half a point. That point was discussed 2 years ago and approved by a majority of the owners. That for whatever reason, I could have sworn that was implemented into the point structure prior to the draft last year, but that did not appear to be the case, and we played another year of 1 point per reception. So, and in my opinion, and in some people's opinions, the wide receivers did get a little out of control. Now, there's some owners in the league that favor the wide receiver, and that's great. But notice that we have not increased the value. We've actually reduced the value of bonuses and the point structure in the running back category and the quarterback category as well. So we've brought a reduction in all 3 categories. And the only thing we've done with the receivers is to cut the points per reception down by a half a point. So if your receivers that average between 5 and 10 receptions a game, you would lose an average of 2.5 to 5 points per game. Yes, in the total season of things, a very large total, but yes, you could lose 1 or 2 games if you were in a close game. But we looked at a lot of the matchups last year, And in the close games and in the matchup the year before, a lot of the close games, unfortunately, were decided by wide receivers catching 9 balls for 76 yards. And that extra 3 points, extra 4 points, because they caught 4 balls for 5 yards each or less, were pushing them over the top. And a majority, and a discussion was held, majority felt that reducing the point total per reception to the wide receivers was a prudent move. So we're going to affirm that, but at the same time, we're going to increase the bonuses to the wide receivers and bring down the plateaus they must reach to catch those bonuses. So again, you need 100 yards, you get an extra 3 points per receiver. Now, what was thought, well, to put in 125 yards for 5 points, 140 yards is what we decided, and to give 5 points at 140 yards, because that's when you start to really reach an extraordinary game. So you do deserve the 5 points, and then if you do breach 175, I felt you deserved 7 points. You deserve that extra touchdown, because if you did not get a touchdown and 175 points, while you're going to get the 1 per whatever it is on the yardage, if you didn't, even if you have a touchdown, you've basically scored your team an extra 1 through all the possessions and yardage and gains that you deserved, in my opinion, an extra 6 to 7 points, and I decided to give 7. So we always appreciate feedback and look forward to hearing from the folks. I understand that it's somewhat controversial to do so after only 1 game. However, realize that your commissioner had no wide receivers involved in yesterday's game, and to the best of my knowledge, no wide receivers were pitted against me. So, it wasn't anything to do with me. I was just trying to listen to the people here and make an appropriate adjustment. Further suggestions are greatly appreciated. I appreciate your attention and continue to have a